We got Brandon in the house, Gabe and Brandon. I got to know, how do you feel here, man? 12 team start, 10 superflex, Matt Stafford and Jonathan Taylor or Justin Jefferson in a 2027 third.
Give me Matt Stafford and Jonathan Taylor.
Old man wins. Let's talk about it.
You got barbecue back there and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Welcome into the All Gas Trade Show. I'm Ty Declare 44. I am joined by my Goomba, Gabe at iGabe_FF on X. And you know we got the man in the house, Brandon at VG-C. Let's go. Welcome in. It's a gassy morning. Well, not really. It's 9:12 a.m. where I'm at. Brandon's an hour earlier. Gabe is still looking outside in darkness. Thank you for waking up with me, gentlemen. Usually I'm the one staying up for everyone else. Now everyone's waking up with me this morning. So hope y'all are having a great Saturday morning. Brandon, I'll start with you, man. How are you doing?
Hey, man, we just had one Hall of Fame game, and I've already looked in the trade database over on the new website, and my goodness, I cannot. Listen, I'll say this. You may not have liked the 2026 rookies, but they are appealing right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take much. ddfansfootball.com. Go check out the new site. Go check out everything our man Lee has put together. It is gorgeous. It is improving every day. Just last night, added a new feature. You can see how different Discords are valuing players based on actual polls they put in there. And lo and behold, DD Fantasy Football is well ahead of everyone else on that Herald fan. Unsurprising. Gabe, how are you doing, man?
I am doing great, man. Honestly, anytime I get the chance to wake up, especially with the two of you, it's going to be a great day. You already know this.
It's a great day to have a great day, everybody. Patreon.com/allgas still worth getting into the community. Trades and chill tier, $3.99 a month. Make sure you're here for Dynasty Deals Show, Destination Chill, all that good stuff we got popping over there. But y'all don't want to talk about all that. Y'all want to talk about these dang Dynasty deals that we are doing this week. And Gabe, I'll kick it to you, man. When we heard about Matt Stafford, I know, you know that I know that you know that I know that we love Matt Stafford.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, big fan. I saw a thing, Jonathan Taylor or Genty for seasonal this year. I'm like, that's an interesting conversation. I gotta lean my man, Jonathan Taylor. But Justin Jefferson has been simply disrespected in the Dynasty streets. Just simply disrespected. Has the hate gone too far? How do you feel here in this specific deal in a 12x10 by our man Lambeau Leap? It's a quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, 3 flex, and the super flex.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I think typically in like these 12x10 vanilla scoring formats, if you will, I typically try to lean the wide receivers, especially when it's a full point PPR. And Justin Jefferson is one of those guys that you're definitely going to want to be buying into, at least for my sake. If you haven't had the chance, I did just recently watch Ray's video, like basically breaking down, should you be in or out on Justin Jefferson? A lot of great statistics, man, in that video. So if you haven't been able to check that out, please do. But Jonathan Taylor just got his contract extension. Phenomenal running back, right? I don't expect him to be missing a beat at all. And to your point, I mean, with Matt Stafford, man, he's really damn good. He's really damn good. And so for me, I'm going to be always, taking the veteran quarterback that can absolutely push my roster forward, along with a really, really good running back. I know I really like Justin Jefferson, and I'm really, really trying to buy into him, but I want to try to buy into Justin Jefferson at a discounted price, if you will. And this doesn't feel very discounted to me.
Yeah, I need like a AARP or like an old man sounder for when we start to pump up these veterans. But
I gave you guys the soundbite before the show.
You did, Jay. Clip that, pop it in there. But actually, do not, please don't. Brandon, please save us here.
I'm going to try.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, here's the thing. In a vacuum, both sides win, right? If you're trying to go quote unquote with the security of like a wide receiver, you go with Justin Jefferson. Although, fun fact, Justin Jefferson is 27 years old, right? Like we can't keep saying he's young. He's in the prime, right? So if you're trying to get a prime wide receiver, this is probably for what you're paying. This is probably like the tier of wide receiver, right? Like you could probably say, is this an appropriate package for like a CeeDee Lamb, a George Pickens? Like, probably. Like if you swap out Justin Jefferson and put in Pickens or Lamb, same thing, right? Like I think where I'm looking at is if I'm playing Dynasty and the way we all play Dynasty is in a much shorter window. We don't play this 4 or 5 years out where Matt Stafford is borderline retired, if not already retired. Jonathan Taylor's in his mid-30s. Like if we're playing in a 2-year window, I'm going to trust that Matt Stafford for the next 2 years is going to be at least some version of 2025 Matt Stafford and hopefully not 2024 Matt Stafford. Like that's the bet you're making by taking Stafford and Taylor. And that's what I want to do. Because if you recall, like 2 years ago, Matt Stafford was just kind of, he was good, but he was like Jared Goff, right? Like he was good, but not MVP level. And then last year he took it back up to a whole nother level, right? Like I'm not banking that Matt Stafford's going to be able to do that again, but I am going to believe that he is at least a high-end quarterback 2 with many quarterback 1 weeks. And I'm going to take that Jonathan Taylor's just going to continue to be a horse in my RB stable. And I will be able to find somebody who can produce enough weeks that are comparable, right? We were talking about this yesterday in the voice chat inside the Discord. Like I want to make sure that I could probably find another player that can get close to the boom weeks that Justin Jefferson provides.
Yeah. I mean, and there's just so many good weapons, man, around Matt Stafford. I mean, and that hasn't changed from last year to this year. And so I don't know that we were expecting anything different, right? Production wise for Matt Stafford. They signed, their rookie quarterback that they just got as well. I mean, they obviously want him to sit right behind Matt Stafford. And so, yeah, man, I'm super excited for the Rams again this year.
Yes, sir. And Lambeau Leap is clearly excited for him, and he has a pretty good why for why he did this deal too. So he's not feeling JJ's future this season with Kyler. Okay, so he decided to sell while he can, looking to tear down slightly off HN as well. He knows he has way too many quarterbacks now, so he will look to trade for picks or depth. So his team is T-Law, Stafford, Daniel Jones, 9, Watson, Rodgers, Fields, Rudolph, Milton. Love that Milton made the list. I'll pause right there. If you have a quarterback room like this, are you more or less motivated to make a deal like this with your Jefferson to go get a Stafford?
Less, because if you're going, basically, you're saying, and Gabe would probably agree with me, like you're probably playing dirty quarterback on the QB2. You're going to probably rotate between Dimes, Rodgers. Those are your 2 givens, probably week in, week out. They're always going to be starting. And then you don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to give you. You don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to give you, right? Like you probably don't need a Matt Stafford. You probably could maybe go from Justin Jefferson to maybe instead of Jonathan Taylor, could you get, he already has Achane and he already has Hampton. So it's kind of like, that's probably the tier. Like what's the delta between Justin Jefferson in the third and say James Cook? Right? Like what is what's the delta there? So that way you have another and people they like James Cook, but they also value him like he's close to 2 firsts-ish, first and second, first and maybe a late future first kind of deal. Right? Like if that's the case, then do I have to maybe bump that 27 third to a 27 second to get to James Cook? And I don't need to get Matt Stafford. And now I have Achane, Hampton, James Cook. I'm set at the running back position, and he still has all his picks.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just giving me a Matt Stafford, I'm going to take a Matt Stafford. There's going to be a Gabe in my league that I know will pay me the Matt Stafford price, and we'll be respected. We will both benefit from it. It'll be great. I'm Gabe. Yeah. So Achane, Hampton, now JT, Bill, Pollard, cans, 12 by 10. Love that. You got London, Rome, Lad, Lemon, cans. Again, a lot of cans. So we got to get more efficient with the roster construction here. If we have just cans that are doing nothing for a wide receiver room, especially if we've sent JJ away. I just want to make sure that we're making full use of that room. Bowers, Kelsey, can still has all of his 27s, 28s, and 29s. Yep, thank you. Those 29s hit some people's account and they couldn't get gone faster. So thanks for still having those. Gabe, anything else on this team?
No, man. I think Brandon kind of hit everything on the head, if you will. And so, I mean, yeah, I think I would have liked to try to repurpose some of the extra value if somebody's giving you that plus on top of Jonathan Taylor, trying to see if I could repurpose that elsewhere, even if it's a pick or something just to kind of stay liquid and continue to build out the war chest, something along those lines for sure.
All right. Brandon, you know what time it is, man. Take this off. Put this thing up. We got DD Fans Football pulled up.
Buddy.
Yeah, let's wake up, gentlemen. It's early in the morning. I don't have coffee, so I need y'all to wake up for me. I got Justin Jefferson pumped into the trade database here. I got super flex, 1 PPR, either best ball or lineup. You know what? We're going to make it lineup only just for the purpose of this drill. 12 team, start 10 to 12. I'll call it out if it's deeper. You know the deal, right, Brandon? I'm going to put the timer on the clock. We're going to see how many we can get to, and we'll see where our allegiances lie. Are you ready?
This is a fun. I am, and I just want to say this is a really cool feature. Again, another thing that we have over at ddfantasyfootball.com, where you can literally go in, type a name, set your ranges that you got, and go just take a look. Go see what a player's value is. Like, go see what the market is. This is pulling thousands. There's, I think, 22,000 trades that are in the database overall. So,
and you'll see we got KTC, PPG, 2025, ADP, and comp, which pulls together all of the things together on one page. So we're going to use comp as well.
Yep.
Okay. You ready, Brandon?
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's have it.
Here we go. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Love for Lamar Jackson and Kyron Williams.
Give me Lamar and Kyron.
Justin Jefferson or Rome Odunze in a 27 first.
Rome in the first.
That's a mouthful. Saquon and Jefferson or Travion, Garrett Wilson, a 28 first, second, and as 27 third.
Give me the Garrett Wilson package side.
Chig Jefferson in 2 seconds or Rome a first, Kyle Pitts and Jalen Warren.
Give me the Rome package.
Okay. Brees Hall, it's 102 and 207 or DeAndre Swift and Justin Jefferson.
Let's give me Swift to Jefferson.
Okay. Jefferson or George Pickens in a 28 first.
Pickens in a 28 first.
So maybe I said Jefferson was disrespected, but if these are deals from up to 3 days ago, I mean, it's hard not to want the package on any of those.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is what a lot of these trades tell me is Justin Jefferson is still pretty respected within the fantasy circles.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think people have. I think he's been properly discounted from his elite ceiling price that he was going into the 2026 season or 2025 season. Right. Yeah. He's not at Jamar Chase. He's not in the Puka Nacua range. He's not in, even if you want to put Amon-Ra in that range, he's the next tier down, but he has not fallen into the quote unquote, if you're looking at a war chart, like he's not in the flat tier.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not in that, a first category. He's in the first plus range. He's probably not multiple first, but he's in the first plus range. And you saw that within those deals. So, I mean, he's do what you will with that information, right? Like sometimes it's not always especially when you're looking like around in the database, don't just look at the individual deals, look at what the return is. And it's like, oh, okay, he's still got juice, right? There's some trades in there and there's some players in there that's like, they don't got juice. Like you're pulling like 27th. I was looking in the other day, Jacoby Brissett. There's no juice. He is basically he's just a replacement level quarterback, right? He's a bridge quarterback, and people are paying the bottom flat bridge quarterback. But then you look at his counterpart, Carson Beck, and it's like, there's some juice coming off that Hall of Fame game right now. Like, I'm excited for next weekend because once we get some real preseason games with some stats and people are watching some real live football, again, the 26 class was pooped on quite a bit. And first, and it might not be great, but I always said it was unappealing, right? It was unappealing to the eye because of the landing spots and the draft capital. But I mean, if Carson Beck can fetch you a 27 second, or you can put Carson Beck in a 27 second, you can get somebody like, Tua, or you can get a little bit higher than that. Like, I know I'm going on a little tangent here, but it's like, pay attention over the next couple of weeks. Like, pay attention to the players that are getting all the drumbeat and use that to get into something safer if you don't believe in these players.
Big time, 100%. But new one here, Hop C 2012. Followed up on Brandon's cascading trade ideas. We'd love to see it. 12 team start 8, super flex, no tight end premium. Trade on the screen here. Hop C sends away 108 and a 28 third. Gets Quentin Johnson and a 2028 first. I mean, I could add some context. I don't think I'm going to need it here, Brandon. Just give me the process deal.
I mean, yeah, give me the Quentin Johnston and the 28 first. I mean, if you don't believe in the 2026 class, like I just said, this is one way. This is one easy way. I know some people still have rookie drafts, and you're trying to decide what do I want to even do with those back half first, right? You like where Jeremy, you don't feel comfortable probably drafting at that 108, right? Especially now with where the rookies are performing. Some of them. Do I want to take DeJon Stribling there? Do I want to take an Eli Stowers there? Do I want to take whatever I don't feel comfortable with taking, right? I don't want to take Ty Simpson there, right, Gabe? Like I don't want to take that there. So what do I want to do? I want to push into and lean in and let somebody else make that decision. I'll toss my 28 third. I'll swipe the credit card and pay the league dues for 28. And hey, can I take your 28 first? Right. And why don't you throw in that QJ because you really don't think he's worth much in a deal, especially in a 12x8. Like, yeah, you're probably not going to start QJ. If you are, you're probably already, in some trouble to begin with. But it's a guy that depending on what your wide receiver room looks like, maybe you need him in a spot injury start or a spot bye week, depending on what your lineup looks like. But you got the key is you got the 28 first. You push the decision to farther down the road, and I think that's
what the dog doing.
I mean, the shallowness of the format already, no tight end premium, which is typically where those later picks start to get appealing. To your point, Stowers, absolutely not. Sadiq, now with a herniated disc too, absolutely not. Let's just kick the can down the road.
Herniated disc. I'm not sure which one. It starts with an H for sure.
It's a hernia, not the back yet, but it is problematic.
Well, and that's why I'm not a doctor, fellas. That's why I'm not a doctor. I would be giving the wrong diagnosis all the time then. But to your point, the 28 first, kick the can down the road. I will figure that out later, and give me Quentin Johnston as well, just as a toss in there.
Yeah. So earlier in July, we moved Cousins, Genty, Shuck in the 104 for CMC, Herbert, 108, 201, and a 27 first. So then we moved that 108 and a third. We just tacked on a third. We got Quentin Johnson and an extra 28 first in that deal. So yeah, able to pivot that. Achane and Cook's owners weren't selling, but we were able to move a 27 first from the Genty trade in this next one, where he gets Omari and Hampton for the 27 first and the 2028 first. Gabe, how we feeling, man? Go get that Omari and Hampton, the 12x8. Give me the hammer.
Oh, man. Yeah, in a format like that, 12x8, very shallow. I mean, I can understand the appeal of wanting to get into the flexibility of the picks. But, man, at some point, you got to start making those. And I think Hampton is a really good bet, especially in such a shallow format. He's one of those running backs that I definitely would like to get and have to start, especially in a shallow format like that.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Hopsy, I could break down your team. It's not going to change anything about this one, man. Good work. Keep doing what you're doing. You got this thing in the bag. All right. Big Diaz. Speaking of missionary leagues, Big Diaz brings 12x10 missionary vanilla league. It's a fragile 27 first, Gabe. He's placing a bet and building the war chest. Going back to Jefferson, I want to hear more on Jefferson from you. So Big Diaz sent away that Jefferson. Got Luther Burden at a 27 first. I feel like this would have been like one of the easiest smashes we would have come across on that trade database.
I don't know, fellas. I don't know. My my loyalty does have a limit, if you will. And so I do think for me, when I'm looking at this trade, the 27 first and Luther Burden, I mean, we've talked about Luther Burden multiple different times. I mean, I like Chicago. I don't know that he's going to be the primary wide receiver, if you will, for that offense. Whereas I know Justin Jefferson will be. I know that we like making bets, though, on fragile 27 first. Yeah, man. I think if Burden can give you something close to what Jefferson can give you and you get a fragile 27 first on top of it, I want the package side, man. I want the package side. But I do like Justin Jefferson. That 27 first, if it starts to creep into the earlier part of that draft class, you're absolutely going to want that pick, man. And Luther Burden still has a lot of opportunity to rise. Again, I may not be the biggest believer in him, but still a very good offensive situation. Still a guy with a lot of appeal in the dynasty streets. And so, yeah, I think you can do more with the package right now than you can with Justin Jefferson.
We've just seen Carson Beck starting to go for seconds.
I just threw him on the. Hey, while we were in intermission there, I threw him on the trade block too. So I'm right there with you guys.
Like, it's not going to take a lot, I think, Brandon, for the Luther Burden fans to double count to get super excited and want to make deals like this. So do you think this is a market that we will see, like a Burden and a first for Jefferson?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still on the missionary and vanilla.
Honestly, I just glossed over it.
What's missionary and chocolate? What's missionary and strawberry? Like missionary and vanilla? Come on, DS. Let's get
We need a glossary.
We can't be putting positions with flavors like that. No, come on.
What kind of
not this early in the morning? But going back to the trade, right? Going back to the trade. I mean, this is probably the process, right? Yeah. This is the process. Regardless of where the first is, the earlier the first gets, the better the deal is for DS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like if it's a late first in Burden, sure, okay, fine. I think what appeals people, and I'm looking at Luther Burden's game logs from last year. I think what appeals to people is the fact that over the course of last year, if you looked at games that Luther Burden scored at least 18 points per game, how many do you think he had? 18 fantasy points per game, PPR.
How many games?
Probably say
how many games?
4.
Less.
2, maybe?
2. He had a 19.8, and in week 17, he had that explosion, right? 8 for 138 and a touchdown, right? But when you look at like his last 4 games, 11, 14, 27.8. That's what people like. The same range that we all point to Colston Loveland spiking is what people in the Luther Burden fans are pointing to as well, right? There is an increased usage. There is an increased opportunity, which means an increase in fantasy production. That's what people are going to point towards, right? You look at Justin Jefferson, he had the same number of games over 18 fantasy points per game last year in PPR, right? So it's like which is crazy, right? And that's why we talk about, but Jefferson had a much higher floor than Burden, right? So it's one of those, like, it's a very interesting discussion, because if you believe in Justin Jefferson, like, you're believing in his floor, right? Not his ceiling. You're believing in consistently. You're probably going to see you're going to see a bunch of 14 point per games. With Burden, you're going to know that some games he's probably not going to be the first option because Colston Loveland might be the first option, or Roma Dunze might be the first option, right? Like, you're building that in, and that's where the insurance comes in with the 27 first.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where the value of those targets come into play, right? At the end of the day, would you rather be the second option for Caleb Williams or the first option for Kyler Murray? Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's another thing too, Gabe, right? Like, it's not just like fantasy is so much more than just like, yes, projections help, and Ray does a great job with them, but also situation is also important too, right? Like, if Colston Loveland wasn't on the Bears, right? Everybody would be buying this. This wouldn't even be a fair price for Burden. It'd probably be Burden for Jefferson, right? But because you have a Loveland, because you have a Rome, because you have, the quote unquote Bears can't get a $4,000 or 4,000 passing yard quarterback. There's a slight ding to what Burden is, right? But I've seen deals like this. I saw Burden in a second for Olave, right? Like, people are using, like, Burden has enough steam where even though he's only had a couple games of quote unquote high-end production, he's being able to be used to leverage himself into the second tier of wide receiver. So if you can do something like this, like, yeah, I mean, I have a Burden in the league. I might just fish around. Actually, I think I'm a 2. Like, this is the time of the year where you can try to figure out what you want to do. It's getting closer to point scoring season now, Ty, right? So people are going to start, 100%. They're going to feel a little bit more willing. There's going to be a willingness to move some of these 27 first that they've been holding on to for 12 to 15 months, because we told them, hit those 27 first, right? And it's like, now I got those 27 first and they're playoffs. What do I do with them? What do I do with them, right? Because they're the 110. Nobody wants to buy the 110. All right, well, can you attach something to move up, to go up a tier? So, bless you, Gabe. Like,
all right, you're greedy, Gabe. God,
yeah.
You only get
sorry,
one.
I was trying to steal the thunder from you. I was trying to steal the thunder.
It's all good, man. But I think that's just the reality, right? Like, that's the reality of the situation and the landscape of the wide receiver position too. I think that's also something that probably is going to be discussed over the next month, right? Is the evolving nature of the wide receiver position, right? And just what do you want to invest in, right? If you can't get to, right, like if you can't get to the elite tier, what tier do I want to be in? Do I want to be in the Justin Jefferson tier, or do I want to be something lower and just keep churning the value?
Yeah, big time. I mean, if you're telling me that I can cascade this to be Jefferson, Olave, a first and a second, like, yeah, just having burden definitely doesn't tie you into anything, and it's a beautiful time, to make some of these moves. If you're projecting these first to get ahead, if you have a surplus of picks and you want to do something, now's a good time to make some bets. It's also the beautiful thing is you can carry those things forward and just have it in your back pocket for when you need it, especially those no trade deadline leagues. I'm not in a hurry at all to move those picks, but good stuff. Gabe, you sneezed yourself back to life here.
No, man.
Good to see you, man. Let's move forward. Let's go to DM. Speaking of Olave in a second. So DM, 12 team, super flex, start 10, PPR, tight end premium, 0.5. And it's a lineup. He has Allen, Mahomes, Darnold, Kyler, Sanders, Brissett, Achane, Henderson, Hall, Scadaboo, JSN, Luka. I'm assuming that's Puka, unless Luka Doncic is making a crossover. London, Lamb, Marv. Yeah, sorry, I didn't. I have the NFL news pulled up. I don't have NBA going, so I didn't see that crossover. Bowers and Strange at tight end. The reason I say that first, look at the team, and I'll look at the deal. So sends away Olave, gets a 27 first and a 28 second. Is this a deal you're doing anytime, or would it have to be a specific team? And if so, is this the team that you would do it on?
Yeah, I think for me, I'll get us kicked off. And so I absolutely think this is a team specific deal where I think I'm happy with this either way, right? I would pay a first for Olave. But when I have JSN, Puka, London, Lamb, Marv, Addison, I definitely do not want to pay for Chris Olave. And I would be happy to move him because he's probably one of the wide receivers that has probably the most value that isn't quite at that elite production, quite like JSN and Puka and Lamb and all of those guys. And so this is a good cash out for me, man. Get the flexibility. Again, you kind of deleverage yourself from some of the risk aspect of it. You get to hold on to those picks in a shallow format where you don't need Chris Olave, right? I mean, would I consider selling Marv? Yes, but I also think that Chris Olave has more value right now than Marvin Harrison Jr., right? And so I think this is a savvy way of playing into the value and really just being able to de-risk yourself.
Yeah. Brandon, what say you, man? He has 2 firsts, 3 seconds, 2/3, and 27. The first he has is mid, but his team is not. How do you feel here? Olave or 27 first and second?
I mean, I was just looking while you all were talking. I was on the data. I'm constantly on the website here. You all want to tell me how many? You want to give me how many games last year Chris Olave had sub 10 points, 10 fantasy points per game PPR?
It was probably like 6-ish, maybe
sub 10.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Sub 10. Yeah.
Sub 10. I'll give it to you. 2.
I should have gone with my previous answer. Damn it. Yeah.
2. Yeah. Right. 2 games. And down the stretch, in your money weeks, 20.5, 36.8, 25.9 down the stretch. Olave was cash money. Right. This is probably the right value for him. When I looked at that lineup earlier, I kind of looked right at Marv. Because I saw a deal this morning before I put out a tweet this morning, like Marvin a third for a 28 first, and I think it was like 28 first and a 27 third. Like I think Marv still has the juice to get a first. I think this is probably a deal for Olave that you probably could still get all the way up to week 1, like easily. And I think you might even be able to squeeze a 27 second instead of a 28 second if you really tried hard enough closer to the season. Yeah. Like the nice thing is you're using somebody else's credit card, right? He didn't like sugar. Like he's getting somebody else's first and somebody else's second. So now he's got somebody else's credit card to swipe, right? Like that's the beauty of this piece is like you got off of a piece that he clearly didn't. If you could bring up the lineup again, like he doesn't need to start. I'm pretty sure he does not need to start. Yeah. He's got JSN and Puka and Drake London, like realistically, and CeeDee Lamb, like those 4, you're more than enough, right? So like I would be looking at, hey, can I Can I take that Marv or Addison? And can I take, because it is tight end premium, can I take this extra first? And can I take Strange in the first and see if I can get higher up? Right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to, right? Like a way to fortify the team. If you don't want to use Strange, if you want to go to, I don't know. What's the price for Fannin? What's the gap between Fannin and Brent Strange? Ty,
Probably
you're
a first.
Fannin.
Yeah,
I would say first.
Right? Like what's you know what I mean? Maybe you take that 27 first and Brent and Strange. Maybe you toss it in the 28 second, and all of a sudden you turn Chris Olave into Colston Loveland. Now you feel even better about your squad because now it's it's already loaded to begin with, but now it's even more loaded. So that's just the brain of mine. Like that's just my brain spinning. Like
I'd even like to bolster up the running back room if you can.
Yeah. What's the difference between Scatterboo or Breece Hall and James Cook? I keep saying James Cook because he was the leading rusher last year, and they didn't really do a ton to that skill position other than the addition of DJ Moore. Like James Cook's probably still going to eat. So it's like, if I can get in a 2-year window, 2 more years of top 5 running back production from him, what's the delta between Breece Hall and Scatterboo? Probably a 27 first. Can I use that to bolster that? Now I'm going Achane Cook, and now I don't have to worry about the volatility of Hendo having some off weeks.
Just, I'm like you, Brandon. I am always on the database these days. I looked up E-Fishy, the 27 first that we went to get. So E-Fishy's in 2 leagues. He's made 4 trades this year, which is up from 1 last year. 45% win rate. Look at the deals he's made in this specific league. The first and the second for Olave, and then they just swapped some seconds. So they haven't really pushed in with anything else there. It seems like it could be, a middling pick with the information I have in front of me right here, right now. It's just the last deal. The more random that first is, the more I like the pick side. This is a fine cash out price for Olave in general, because just like you said, Brandon, you can do a lot with that, right? But even on the Olave side, it's a good bet to make. So it's a good deal. I'll take your side here, Sugar Sean. All right. We did it. We got through it. No one dropped off. No sneezes. No nothing. Good work, gentlemen. Kanja, my man Kanja. Let's see it here, man. 12 team, start 9, super flex, PPR, 1.5, tight end premium, no PPC, 6, -2, passing touchdown. He has Hurts. He has backups. He has a bunch of players. And he sent away a bunch of picks here. So Kanja got himself into Josh Jacobs and Drake London. He sent away 111, 112, 106, 407, 406, 411, 401. So multiple fourths and multiple firsts. Brandon, I see no future first. We are just sending draft capital we already have in our back pocket today. I'm happy to send all that away for that man, Josh Jacobs and Drake London. Do you see that any differently?
Initially when Kanja put this in, I was like, yeah, player side. Hammer. And then I keep looking, and I know it's 12 by 9. I know it's tight end premium. So it's shallow. You want hammers. So there's a little bit, like, just kind of tweak it. Just like, gotta like give it like a little bit of, you're going to have to overpay to get the hammer, right? If you're trading for it. So let's just say 106 and 110, toss in all those fourths as, pocket change to get Drake London. So then it's 111 and 112 for Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a little bit of an overpay if we're being like fair to the process. Like it's probably a little bit of an overpay, even though people don't like these 26 picks. I probably could have maybe squeezed another piece out of this, but I'm assuming Kanja's roster is probably pretty well kept, roster construction wise, knowing how he builds, knowing how he is in the Discord. Like it's probably a fake overpay.
Yeah.
But you got two assets that you're going to feel good about in about a month.
Fake overpay is the good word there. He has Hurts. He has backups. Yeah. Genty, JT, Ramondre, Puka, Ted, AJ Brown, Lamb, Hunter Henry. He's the defending champ. Adding all of these players from 26, yeah, maybe the upside can be on the pick side. Jacobs in London actually help his team. It at least aligns with where he's going. Now, you can make the argument, you're at 12 by 9. You're probably already deep enough. You don't need to make this move.
Yeah.
But, I mean, man, like, Gabe, if I can add Jacobs just in London, like, yeah, maybe I have a little bit of lineup headaches, but I don't need to have the high-end Tet outcome week 1. You know, I don't have to bet on Ramondre being what he was and being reliable. Like, I can come into season with a lot more kind of knowing what I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and at the end of the day, I think these guys like Drake London and Josh Jacobs can always fetch you some value later if you need to. But honestly, I'm always, I feel like, one of the biggest advocates for avoiding roster headaches. But honestly, man, I mean, with the shallowness of the format and everything, I mean, this team isn't incredibly deep either, right? I mean, you've got some good, you're pretty deep at wide receiver, but for Genty, JT, Ramondre, I mean, I'm slotting Josh Jacobs above Ramondre immediately. And so for me, you got your RB3, right? Who's probably going to be in your starting lineup. I don't know that it's necessarily a lineup headache, but to your point, yeah, outside of the wide receiver side, I mean, I like the deal for sure. I agree with Brandon that I do on the surface. I think it's a lot for first. I mean, for these two guys, I mean, I would have rather have seen if I could maybe move some of these picks to 27 and maybe avoided getting Drake London or something like that. But in a vacuum, yeah, I'll take Josh Jacobs, man, and Drake London, especially in the shallowness of the format and what I think those players are going to be in a no tight end premium league, all the things like it just, those picks are devalued even more.
Yeah.
The more I keep thinking about this too, before you put up the extra piece of layer, like, could I have taken my AJ Brown in these 4 firsts and gotten JSN? Could I have taken AJ Brown in the 4 firsts and gotten Jamar Chase, or at least approached? Sometimes we get like, you know what I mean? Like, basically what I'm saying with doing that is like, you're forcing the manager to either
make
change their rock, like make them say no, like a deal they can't refuse, or the deal that's just going to screw up the roster construction. Right? Like, I want to try, like, because if I'm the champion, I'm trying to make sure that a team that probably has Jamar Chase or JSN is probably one of my competitors. And if I can take one of them out by just throwing all of these first round picks at them with an AJ Brown, right? Or even Tet, like, I would much rather run Puka and Chase out there every single week in a 12 by 9. And I'll live with Ramondre as my running back 3, as opposed to just trying to throw all of these picks in to save. Because, like, you look at that team, how many times you start in Drake London? Who are you taking out, right? Oh, you're going to take out CeeDee Lamb?
You're
take CeeDee Lamb out of your flex? Ted. You're taking Ted out of your flex. Oh, great. So now I took Ted. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're starting Puka, Lamb, AJ Brown, you might not even have another spot to put Drake London in. So now you just burnt picks. Like, I think sometimes we get to the process part, but we also need to look at, if I'm spending all 4 firsts, I want to make sure that I'm getting somebody who's going to start. I can't, like, the more I look at this trade, and I love Kanja, he's a great guy in Discord. I don't know that either one of those dudes actually hits his lineup in a 12 by 9. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm concerned, right? Could I take in Hunter Henry in those 4 firsts and got any one of the top 5 tight ends?
But on the flip side of that, though, none of those rookies were going to be entering his lineup either.
No, they weren't. No, so that's the pushback, right? That's the pushback is all but at the same time, it's like, if you're trying to shore your team up, you also want to make sure that, like, if I'm burning some of these, I want to at least explore the idea of, can I just go buy a hammer with 4 firsts, even though it probably feels like 3.
And it sounds like he did that. So he knows he needs quarterback and tight end. They haven't had their draft yet, so he thought he'd send out my entire 26 slot for some top 24 players. One finally got accepted, so sounded like he hopefully went through the gamut, right, and tried all the combos and all that. Even with that, man, like, it's not like you're getting stuck. Oh no, they stuck me with Drake London, and I get Josh Jacobs as a throw in. Like, it's the max upside certainly on the pick side, right? Patience probably pays off all the time, right? But like Gabe said, like, what actually moves this team forward? What is a good use of that money, even if it's 80 cents on the dollar, right? Yeah. Because tell you what, you make those picks and half of them flame out. Oh, boo. But yeah, I feel better about my late 26 picks today than I did before. Boston, KC, like all those wide receivers that I guess I'll take them. you know, they've had good showings. You can do something with that hype now if you want to. But I'm with Conja, man. He's happy with it. I can pivot players for quarterbacks more than those 26s for sure. I think that's the point, man. I think Drake London gets you into a conversation for a quarterback in the 12 by 9, probably more than 106 and later first would. And if you haven't had your draft yet, still have some picks. Again, I think you just send all of your picks. We still have a couple others. What can you tack on? See if you can get an upgrade where you need it. But I like it, Conja. Fun fact: Conja was going to be he was my original co-host in the trade show when we were practicing. It was me and Conja practicing together. So
let's go, Conja.
Good guy. Don't get jealous, Gabe. I still love you, man.
I mean, so you're telling me I wasn't the first choice. It's all right. We could talk about this off camera.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take it offline. Yeah.
Sounds like there's some drama there.
Team Metzger. 12 by 10. Best ball. PPR. 1.5 tight end premium. 0.5 rushing first down. Where there's not drama, I would say, is that we feel good. Again, hamstrings included, we feel good about the Devontae Smith bet in Philadelphia this year, Brandon. 27 first for Smitty. Just this is one of those you put in their inbox and make them say no if it's in your inbox, or you saying yes or no. Yeah,
I mean, that's a relatively cheap Smitty. I mean, in the games, I did a tweet. I did some digging on this one, but I think over the last 3 years or 2 years, there was 3 games where Devonta Smith was essentially where AJ Brown was out. Right, he did not play. In those 3 games, Devonta Smith had at least 7 catches, had at least 10 targets in all 3. Right, so we can reasonably assume that the usage is going to put him very high up on the Trinity very quickly. And I think that for a 2027 first, that is now what he does with the usage that's once you make the bet, right? But I think for this season, if we're playing in a window here, Devonta Smith, this in a best ball, I think is going to probably produce enough fantasy points where you will get an easy return on those on that 2027 first. Like I'm looking at the games. 8 for 114 in 2025. He had 7 for 76 and a touchdown, 7 for 79. All 3 games, he had at least almost had 15 fantasy points per game. So he's probably going to he could end up being on the end of the season production wise like a top 12 wide receiver. And you just paid a solo first.
Yeah. Just looked up on the scout team as well. So Johnny B. Good, that on that specific team, he sold off Gunnar Helm for a second. He sold off Smitty for a first. So he's in liquidation mode. He's moving in a direction. Again, 80 cents on the dollar, sure. I think even in a best ball league, 12 by 10, man, Gabe, I'm just taking Smitty, man. Just give me Smitty.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this is a good deal. And to Brandon's point, I mean, we've been wanting for the opportunity to be there for Smitty because he's shown up whenever there is a chance. And now that AJ Brown is out of the way, Lemon's kind of in and off right now with his injury and whatnot, and we'll see what happens with him. Hopefully he's ready for week 1. But Smitty, man, he should be very good. I mean, he's a very, very good wide receiver. I think we had made the comment a long time ago that he was arguably like one of the best wide receiver 2s at the time. And now he's going to be operating as the wide receiver 1. And I think he's going to be really damn good, man, tethered to Jalen Hurts there in that offense. So yeah, give me a Devontae Smith.
Hopefully we don't get a little bit of lemon in the eye on that bet, but I agree. Also just fun fact, it looks like T Metzger was the one that got Gunnar Helm for that second as well. So making moves with the same manager. Love to see it. Good trade relationships. All right, let's move on to our guy, Hen Rizzler, 87. Hen and I just finished up I think it's finished now, an auction, a beast put together by our guy, Girth Brooks, a.k.a. No Guts, No Sausage. Brad, I'm going to start with you here. So Hen, 12 by 9 Superflex, 0.5 PPR, 0.5 tight end premium, sends away Kenny Walker, Isaac Tesla, and a 2027 second, gets Christian Watson, a 2027 first, and a 2027 third. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Watson side of this deal. I mean, if we just say Tesla is worth the 27th third in a 12 by 9, let's just call that what that is.
Sure.
Sure, right? Cancel those pieces out. That's probably what he is. Nobody's sending you a second for Tesla. Nobody. Not a 27 pick. Maybe 26, but not 27. So then it comes down to Christian Watson in the first or Ken Walker in a second and a 12 by 9. Like, you probably are going to reasonably start Ken Walker at least as an RB2. Maybe he's your RB1. Christian Watson's probably maybe a wide receiver 2, maybe a flex in this format. I get the first, and it's not his. And I know Henry well. He likes to compete. Like, I know that first is probably not going to stay on his roster very long. He's probably going to do something else with it. So I would be very interested to see kind of where the next cascading deal comes off of this, because it's probably going to end up pretty well for him. So like, yeah, I mean, when healthy, Christian Watson, right, is a fantasy producer. And the biggest issue with Christian Watson isn't his on the field performance. It's usually, can he stay on the field? So it's that's always the biggest question with him, right? Is, can he stay on the field? But when he's on it, he's producing at a pretty high level, right? And he's got a quarterback that's not afraid to throw it deep to a guy who's not afraid to go run deep routes. So I'm fine with the price. And if Watson doesn't pan out, then it turns into a, at least I got the 2027 first.
Oh. So Gabe, he's got Caleb Willis, 9, Beck and Watson, Genty, Pollard, Marks, and some cans. Burden, I spelled Burden wrong. Christian Watson now with QJ, DK, and Dobbs, and some more cans. Ferguson of the Jake variety, Hawkinson and Joku, 327 first, 2 extra 27 thirds. Does this team move you in a direction anyway, Gabe?
Man, yeah, in a 12 by 9, I mean, seeing the shallowness of the format, it seems like I'd kind of like to make a bet where I do get to accumulate more assets, right? More first. I don't know that this team is ready to go per se. And it seems like Henry probably knows that, right? Like, Henry knows that this is definitely going to be a roster where, it's probably not going to be ready to go in 2027 or 2026. Sorry. But if he can start to accumulate some of those assets, get off of maybe the guys that have some good buzz right now, like your Kenneth Walker going into KC. I mean, I think it's a good bet, man. And to Brandon's point, I'm not the biggest Christian Watson believer personally, but I've seen the data and it looks really good, man, whenever Christian Watson's on the field. And so if he can stay healthy, that pick or that player should be able to return some pretty good value for Henry.
That team ain't that far off. Like, looking at it, it ain't that far off. I mean, it's fragile. It's very fragile.
I was going to say,
very fragile.
Yeah.
But there's moves that could be made, right? We talked about Beck earlier, right? Could you use Beck in one of those thirds to go solidify, another? Can you get a Bryce Young, right? So now you're going Caleb, William, Bryce Young. Now you got your QB room. As fragile as it is, it works, right?
I would make a bet, though, in a 12 by 9, you probably have some very strong teams. And I just don't know that Genty, Pollard, Burden as your wide receiver one tied to Christian Watson as wide receiver 2 is going to get it done for you.
No, but there's definitely some moves that can be made. I don't think it's that far off, is what I'm saying. I don't think it's necessarily like a full rebuild. It's probably like a retool. And I think Henry would probably live with the results of whatever he's got. But I don't think it's that. Like, I don't think this one's that far. Like, his team is that far off. I think this is a very creative way of getting rid of Ken Walker, right? Like, that. I think that's the biggest takeaway for me is Ken Walker has, risen up the rankings very quickly in Kansas City, right? But we also know the injury history that comes with Ken Walker, which is the irony that the other side also has injury history. It's like you're playing injury history bets here. Which one do you trust more to stay on the field for more than 10 games? Ken Walker or Christian Watson?
I get the sense that for Hen, this is a paper airplane team, right? We're gonna see if it flies in the first 4 weeks, and then I have the tools to pick it up after. It's my only pushback, man. 12 by 9 half point PPR. If my goal was to compete at the end of the day, I absolutely want Kenny Walker in a second. You can take Tesla. I'll just give you Tesla for free if you'll get out of my inbox. That's fine. Just take them. But Kenny Walker in a second, that is something in a 12 by 9 half point PPR. Like, that's a good bet to make. I'm assuming from Mike B's perspective, again, like you said, Gabe, probably a lot of hammer teams in there. Christian Watson might be his wide receiver 7 or 8, never going to see his lineup. And when he does put him in, he limps off with a hamstring injury in quarterback number 1, right? So he's betting on his team, Christian Watson, and a third, give me Kenny Walker. It's like, I like that bet for Mike B. But for what Hen's team is right now, I like getting that additional first. He's going to use Christian Watson, I'm assuming, in that team. Just again, if my ultimate goal is to compete, I just don't want to just walk myself in a circle just for the sake of walking it. But I love the bet to get it first. Just got to hope that, maybe Mike B's team is not as strong as I think it is. But just not a bad bet in a 12x9 for that Kenny Walker. Cool. Gabe, heard old Senorita is awake in the house now. So we're going to end on this one here. Towing 37, 12 team, start 11, 1.75 tight end premium, 0.15 point per carry. It's a start 2 wide receiver league. Towing sends away Jalen McMillan, Deebo Samuel, and CeeDee Lamb. Gets back George Pickens and Chase Brown. Deebo Samuel, new life, new breath, a new opportunity. Jalen McMillan, people are either thinking that his leg has been amputated or he's going to be back, relatively shortly. I'm in the latter camp. And CeeDee Lamb, always CeeDee Lamb, but you send away George Pickens and Chase Brown. I have some more, but I'm going to save that context. How do you feel on the surface?
Oh, baby. Honestly, Brandon is here, so he can actually attest to this. I have been a advocate for buying Deebo Samuel, especially after the signing news and injuries with Ricky Pearsall and all the things. And so definitely trying to see if I can acquire some Deebo Samuel for the cheap. That said, though, this deal for me hinges all on Chase Brown. That is the biggest difference making for me. Yep. You already knew where I was going with this. And so especially in a 0.15 point per carry, Chase Brown is the difference maker for me, man. And again, George Pickens to CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb, but the delta is not a Chase Brown for me. Jalen McMillan, I don't care really too much about. Deebo Samuel, I want him, but I'm not trying to pay this much for him, right? And so this is pretty comfortably for me, George Pickens and Chase Brown.
Yeah, it's very comfortably that for me, but don't slander my man McMillan like that. Brand competing, but this definitely helps push my points in my lineup a bit. Going with a thin receiver build. So he's got Allen Hurts and backups, Genty, now Chase Brown, Kyron Warren, JK, Tracy, and some more. Amon-Ra, GP, Cooper, and Jennings. So shallow, but high end. Start 2 wide receivers. That makes good sense. Kittle, Schultz, and Njoku, all picks except for his 27nd and 4th. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his team over here on the portfolio. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this website is I can pull it. I can put anybody's name in. I can go look at any. I'm telling y'all, ddfantasyfootball.com. Just do it. Just do it. It'll save you a lot if you're looking for stats and everything. You're looking for all your fantasy plus football. It's worth it, right? And I'm looking at our boy T. Owens 37's team. According to the power rankings, he's a playoff team, and he can probably compete with some of these other teams. Like he's got some. He is very thin. He literally does not have anything outside of Amon-Ra and Pickens. He is going very thin.
Yes.
Very thin. But you only have to start 2 of them, right? So he took
it very literally to start 2.
He literally took it. I mean, I'm looking at his running back. I mean, he's got Kyron, Jalen Warren, Genty, Dobbins, Connor, Chase Brown, Jawar Jordan, Tyrone Tracy, Brashard Smith, Brian Robinson, Ray Davis, Chris Brooks, Tosh Brooks, Trevor Etienne, Jarquez Hunter, Roman Hemby. I mean, he's just going to throw darts all day long in those flexes at running back, right? Because of the PPC. He leaned into the format, right? And he went a different way. When everybody's probably going towards heavy wide receiver, he said, screw it. I'm going heavy running back, and I'm just going to corner the market. Yeah, I think with Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, you get a little bit of a bump there on this team. Like I don't like looking at the team build, right? Like he was able to basically swap Pickens for Lamb. He was able to swap those two. Like you could probably just, depending on how you feel about them, like some people like Lamb more than Pickens, some people like Pickens more than Lamb. Like I was able to get, and this is where the news, right, can lean in your favor. He was able to use, and now Deebo Samuel now back on the 49ers, plus Jalen McMillan, probably before he got, taken out of camp because of a knee injury, and turned it into Chase Brown because people, for some reason, just do not like Bell Cow Brown. They just don't like him. He's one of those underappreciated running backs where the price doesn't meet the production. It just doesn't. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, people are afraid of Jamar and T. I don't know if it's people are afraid of some Taj Brooks coming in and stealing, siphoning. But like last time I checked, the Bengals are not changing much from the offense in 2025. Yeah, the defense might get a little bit better, right? With Sexy Dexy destroying offensive lines. But like the Bengals are still going to need Chase Brown are going to still count on him, especially I believe he's in a contract year too, to be a bell cow. Like I would over under 300 touches, total touches, right? I'm talking rushes plus
receiving,
plus receptions, right? Like it's going to be over 300. It's probably going to be in the 325, 350 range at least. And you had to pay Deebo Samuel and Jalen McMillan in mid-August, not even mid. It's early August. Like that's a bet that you can make, and you can live with the delta between Pickens and Lamb because you already have Amon-Ra and a start 2 wide receiver, and you got the cheat code within the format having Hurts and Josh Allen in a PPC.
Yeah, sometimes they make this stuff too complicated, man. High-powered offense, receiving back. It's give me Chase Brown, give me GP. I like a tone. All right. Oh, Gabe, we got to add you back here. You left, you came back. There he is. We did it, man. We did it. Thank you to all of you who stuck around through technical challenges, early morning wake-ups, everything in between. Brandon, what you got going on the rest of this weekend, man?
Yeah, so I do a Discord-only community chat where I take questions from our Discord members and I answer them. Essentially, it's a mailbag. So if you want access to that, patreon.com/allgas or sign up. We've said it multiple times. ddfantasyfootball.com, guys. It is everybody's waking up in the dynasty space. Everybody's kind of coming back to their rosters because they had a nice summer siesta. It's time to wake back up. It's time to look at your rosters. It's time to get going. So bring those questions. Come tap into the community. I'll be back with Dynasty Takeaways at the end of the month of August. And there's a little bit of a wrinkle this year. It's not just going to be me and Scott this year. I believe there's going to be some special. There's going to be a rotating host, and there's one Ty DeClaire will be one of those. So you will be able to tap in with me and Ty one week, and maybe one week you'll get me and Shane, and maybe one week I'm still waiting, but sources are telling me that we may even have Mr. Ray Garvin GQ himself on a Monday. So that'll be going on. I got some other things kind of in the works as we get closer to the season, but really just appreciate everybody tapping in. Like, subscribe to the page. That's the easiest way you can support, right? If you can't, times are hard economically and you can't support via the website, totally understand. Help us out. Like, subscribe, comment. Which trades did you hate that I gave advice to? Right? Because I probably gave some differing opinions, right? Don't be afraid to comment. I will engage in the comments with you.
We love you, Brandon. You wrinkle our brain, buddy. We appreciate you. Yes, I echo everything Brandon said. Sign up, man. Just go check it out. Go give some love. And if not, show us some love on here. Gabe, what about you, man? What you got going on?
Man, so we're getting ready for school over here in our household, getting ready to send our daughter to actually her first year of pre-K 3. So a lot of emotions going on, man. Super excited though. And so, we've got that coming up this week. And so got to go back to school shopping this weekend, and it is tax-free weekend. So make sure you please pray for us because the stores are going to be very chaotic. I know. Yeah. But that's what happens when you wait last minute. And I am a procrastinator of all procrastinators.
Well, I got you up early this morning, so you're welcome for the.
A little late, but absolutely.
We love y'all. Brandon said it all. Go sign up. Go hang out. Stick around. DD's got you covered, man. All dang season. We love this game. We love you. And we out of this thing. Peace.